Hi, welcome to One Word Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our special edition, talking about the 12 core socialist values that were painted onto the wall in Britain by a bunch of Chinese students. So it generated a lot of interest in the commentary in the early of August. And then I'm using that as a jumping board to, have a closer look at what these 12 core values are. And it turned out some of them are kind of universal, and they're all made up of two Chinese character words. And these are the Chinese response a lot of times to the Western concepts. I don't see any of them actually came from, originated in Chinese, like as our own culture to define it. So it was Western concept and then translated, piecing together two Chinese characters and then make the meaning that kind of equivalent to the English concept. Okay, so today we have 敬业. I mean, my earlier statement probably wasn't so accurate because I didn't really dig deep into the origins of who made these words. Of course, it's hard to trace back, especially before before the social media or whatever, like the media internet age, that you can kind of trace back to do a little bit of archaeology of the formation, like who first created such concepts. It's untraceable now. So it's kind of hard to tell. The only thing that I can tell is like in ancient Chinese poems or passages, I didn't see these words, these expressions. And these are kind of like contemporary concepts as well. Okay, so 敬业 means respect your profession. Okay, respect. We talked about this in one of the other episodes, that Chinese express respect in, I probably have a new reading on this. Okay. The right hand, three-finger right hand symbol look like this. This vertical versus horizontal line stack up together, connected together, was said to be a kind of fortune-telling tool. But because it's super simple, right? It's just two strokes. And it's a man-made tool for something, right? Eventually it got abstracted into just tool using. So a hand holding, apparently they're connected. So that's a hand holding the tool for something, right? I will leave that something for later. Now, the left side is more complicated. It has this looking thing with two horizontal lines passing through it. That's actually the top portion of the lamb symbol. So the lamb symbol came with the lamb's feature, most recognizable feature, which are the horns, sharp horns that kind of angle like that, right? And then there are three horizontal lines that depicting the fluffy lamb hair or fur of the lamb. Probably lamb was used not only for its meat and also for its fur as well. I mean, in ancient times as well. I mean, contemporarily, we all know like wool was a major textile source. So this lamb symbol, because it was put on top of, stack up above the other symbols, icons. So it's not very economical to make 3 rows because that takes a lot of space. So it got simplified, reduced to 2 rows, just leave the top row and enough to show, okay, that's the hair and that's the horn and that's lamb. So lamb symbol in Chinese symbolize kindness, symbolize goodness in people, because lamb was used as a sacrifice, as offering from humans to God, right? At least that's in Western and somewhat in Eastern culture as well. So lamb then eventually symbolized something good, beautiful, kind, all that rolled into one. It's kind of like a moral high ground almost, right? And then the bottom have this big question mark looking thing with a mouse symbol in the middle. So mouse symbol is looks like almost like a, the box looks like depicting the mouth shape, and then have up tilted corner. So that's the mouth symbol. So mouth symbol wrapped in between. A few episodes ago, we're talking about, actually yesterday, we're talking about 爱国, this love concept also have this wrapper, this question mark looking shape. So I regard it as a borderline between internal and external. So there is a boundary there, but there is opening as well. It's not fully enclosed. It's not like this box symbol, like there's no opening. But here, this question mark do have an opening. That means they're still exchange. They're still, open to change, open to new thought, and open to update whatever you're thinking internally. So this big question marking looking thing, I would regard it as your consciousness almost, your internal processing and thinking. And then this mouse put in there, it's kind of verbalize it. So the whole thing, your private thought have this externalized, verbalized channel through your words, right? And the sheep symbol put on top of it, that's the kind of a requirement for you. Like for you to show respect, you need to speak kindly. Like whatever your internal thought is, when you verbalize it, you're expected to behave like the sheep icon that the lamb represent, the probably not so much as innocence, but at least the kindness, the goodness, the beauty, all roll up together. So that's the expectation of behavior, or that's the observable behavior. Because internal thoughts, we don't know. We can only rely on how you express yourself. Excuse me. And the right hand symbol then actually means enforcing a type of value that if you go off, you're not showing respect, there will be consequences. So this shape could be viewed as a tool for punishment as well. So we have the expectation, how you you're expected to behave. And we have the punishment right there next to it. Like, what are the consequences if you're not following the expectation? So this 敬, respect, actually is almost like a societal enforced value on you, that you're supposed to behave in this kind, lamb-inspired way, that you express your thoughts carefully, kindly. Otherwise, there will be consequences. So this is Chinese heavily loaded respect concept. Okay, profession. It looks even more complicated, right? So to make the story short, because I haven't discovered all of it yet, this portion is a wood symbol. So this concave convex shape connected by vertical line, that's wood. And wood using here, that could mean the material of this thing. It's made of wood. And there are some other complicated structure I haven't fully discovered yet. So something related to wood, some kind of a structure. Okay, the top horizontal line with 4 kind of spikes on there was said to be the specialized tool to hand musical instrument, which is called gong. You probably have seen that in Kung Fu Panda. Like in time of emergency. So instead of like using sirens, right, for the whole village to hear something, this gong was used to, because it's so loud, right? Depends on how big you make the gong is. The sound can go pretty far and have different pitch. Probably people can distinguish what kind of emergency that is. But in any case, this gong in different sizes naturally comes in different pitches, right? And when they're sequenced together, hang up on this between the pegs so that they don't move position. They are fixed onto this beam made of wood, supposedly, right? This metal pieces, discs hung in the middle of the air in a sequence on this wooden beam. That was an ancient musical instrument, as you can imagine, right? So instead of like a piano is a complicated mechanism that you can just use the key to hit the string, which make the sound. But in ancient times, this gong, this metal disc shape, was used to make sound of different pitches by different sizes, right? So this then become symbol for specialization, because only specially trained music with this specially made instrument are able to do this thing, to create the music. So that's the visual representation of profession from the music making practice of this percussion instrument, complicated percussion instrument. Okay, so that's respect, profession combined together to mean dedication. And we're showing this, bike delivery guy riding in the rain, supposedly in New York, right? And that's the kind of dedication, no matter what kind of weather, it's going to be delivered. So that's 敬业, Cash into the currency of thinking by One Word a Day with Sophie. See you next time.